Hello everyone, you are on the channel Who Created It and How. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of something you probably use every day but never think about, the humble brush. From the one you use to paint your walls to the one that styles your hair, brushes are everywhere. But have you ever stopped to wonder how these essential tools are made? It's a journey that combines traditional craftsmanship with modern technology, and it's far more intricate than you might imagine. Let's start with the heart of any brush, the bristles. The type of bristle determines the brush's purpose. For high-end paintbrushes, artists often prefer natural hair from animals like hogs, badgers, or squirrels. Hog bristles are a classic choice because they're naturally stiff and have split ends, called flags, which hold a lot of paint and release it smoothly. For a softer touch, squirrel hair is prized for its ability to hold a large amount of water, making it perfect for watercolors. The process of preparing these natural bristles is meticulous. First, the raw hair is sorted by length and quality. Then it's thoroughly cleaned and sterilized to remove any impurities. This is a crucial step to ensure the bristles are durable and hygienic. After cleaning, the hairs are often boiled or steamed. This isn't just for cleaning. It straightens the hairs and gives them the right amount of springiness and tension. For hog bristles, this process also helps to enhance their natural flagging. Now let's talk about synthetic bristles. With advancements in technology, synthetic materials like nylon and polyester have become incredibly popular. They offer great durability, are easier to clean, and are often more affordable. Plus, they're a fantastic alternative for those who prefer not to use animal products. The manufacturing of synthetic bristles is a high-tech process. It starts with plastic pellets that are melted down into a thick, syrupy liquid. This molten plastic is then forced through a device called an extruder, which has tiny holes, kind of like a shower head. As the plastic streams out, it forms long, continuous filaments. These filaments are then stretched to align the molecules, which gives them strength and flexibility. The thickness of the filament can be precisely controlled to create bristles of different stiffness levels. Some synthetic bristles are even engineered to mimic the properties of natural hair. They might be tapered to a fine point or have their tips frayed to create artificial flags, just like those on a hog bristle. This allows them to hold more paint and deliver a smoother application. It's a perfect example of science imitating nature. Once we have our bristles, whether natural or synthetic, they need to be bundled together to form the brush head. This is where precision becomes key. Workers, or sometimes automated machines, gather the correct amount of bristles for the specific brush size. They tap and shape the bundle on a hard surface to align the tips perfectly. For a round brush, the bristles are shaped into a point, while for a flat brush, they're arranged in a neat straight line. It's a skill that requires a steady hand and a keen eye. The next component is the ferrule. That's the metal band that connects the bristles to the handle. Ferrules are typically made from metals like nickel-plated steel, aluminum, or even copper. They're stamped out of flat metal sheets and then shaped into their familiar cylindrical or flat form. The ferrule's job is critical. It holds the bristles tightly in place and gives the brush head its shape. Now it's time to bring the bristles and the ferrule together. The shaped bundle of bristles is carefully inserted into the open end of the ferrule. But just putting them in isn't enough. They need to be permanently secured. This is where a powerful adhesive, usually a 2-part epoxy resin, comes in. The epoxy is injected into the ferrule, filling the space around the base of the bristles. It seeps into every little gap, and when it cures, it forms an incredibly strong, waterproof bond that locks the bristles in place. This ensures that your brush won't shed bristles all over your masterpiece. After the epoxy has fully hardened, the brush head is complete. But a brush isn't much good without a handle. Brush handles are most commonly made of wood, like birch or ash, but plastic handles are also widely used, especially for brushes that will be exposed to a lot of water or solvents. Wooden handles start as rough blocks of wood that are turned on a lathe. This machine spins the wood at high speed, while a skilled operator uses chisels and gauges to shape it into the familiar, comfortable form of a handle. It's a process that has remained largely unchanged for centuries. Once shaped, the wooden handles are sanded multiple times to create a perfectly smooth surface. This is important for comfort, preventing splinters and ensuring a good grip. After sanding, the handles are ready for finishing. They are often dipped in lacquer or paint, not just for looks, but also to protect the wood from moisture, chemicals, and wear and tear. A handle might receive several coats of lacquer, with light sanding in between, to build up a durable and glossy finish. The brand name and brush size are then typically printed or stamped onto the handle. Finally, we have all the components: the completed brush head with its ferrule, and the finished handle. The last step is assembly. The end of the handle is coated with adhesive and inserted into the back of the ferrule to make the connection even more secure. Most brushes are crimped. A machine applies immense pressure to the ferrule, creating indentations that physically lock the handle in place. This double securing method of glue and crimping ensures that the handle and head will never come apart during use. After a final quality control check, where each brush is inspected for any defects in the bristles, ferrule, or handle, they are packaged and ready to be shipped to art supply stores, hardware stores, and homes around the world. So the next time you pick up a paintbrush to touch up a wall, or a makeup brush to apply foundation, or an artist's brush to create a work of art, take a moment to appreciate the journey it took. From carefully sorted animal hairs or extruded plastic filaments to precisely shaped handles and securely crimped ferrules, a surprising amount of engineering and craftsmanship goes into making this simple, everyday tool. It's a beautiful blend of tradition and innovation. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the world of brush making. If you found this interesting, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Who Created It and How, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss our next exploration into the making of everyday objects. See you in the next video.